Hello students, welcome to Learners University. I'm Rupal Kaur Anand and today we will learn clauses. Clauses is a very interesting topic, so I have divided this topic in two videos. The first one is an introductory video that is right this, and the next video we will discuss the remaining part of clauses. So before understanding clauses, you must know what are finite and infinite verbs. So why do you want to know what is finite and infinite verbs? Well, we will learn this and discuss about this when we will discuss definition of clauses. So here the question arises, what are finite and infinite verbs? So the finite verbs are those verbs in which are used in the sentence, and these verbs are based on the subject, the number of the persons in the subject, for example singular or plural, the number of person, first person, second person, third person, and the tense of the sentence, present tense, past tense and future tense. Suppose there is a verb try in the sentence, so that I try to do this. Though the try is based on the subject I, if the I changes to he, the form changes. Let's take some examples. According to person in the sentence, he teaches mathematics in the school. Now he is the third person and I is the first person. I teach English in the school. So you see that teach is the verb. I have underlined that, and it changes its forms according to the first person and second person. Moving ahead, it is according to number of persons. He, singular or plural. Now he plays cricket. Now here play is the verb. He plays cricket and they play cricket. You see that the verb is changing, S and S removed. Next, according to tense, I am going to Paris. He has gone to Paris. Here go changes to going to gone according to the tense of the subject. So now we see what is finite verbs. Moving to non-finite verbs. Non-finite verbs are those verbs which do not change according to the subject of the tense. It can be singular, plural, it can be present, past, future, it can be first person, second person, third person, it doesn't matter. The tense or the verb of the sentence will not change despite of the changes in the subject of the person. So non-finite verbs act as a noun or adjectives in the sentences. So let's take few examples now. First example is, he tried to teach them English. Now let's change he to they. They tried to teach them English. Here he is a singular and they is a plural, but the verb teach stays teach despite of the change in the subject. The next is, they do not like playing cricket. Now if I change the tense of the subject and I make it did, past tense, they did not like playing cricket. So the playing stays same, the verb stays same. Similarly, smoking is injurious to health. It also stays same. So this is the examples of non-finite verbs. From here, we conclude that finite verbs are those verbs which change according to the subject, and non-finite verbs are those verbs which do not change according to subject. So, what are clauses now? Clauses are group of the words that make sentence. Now it must contain a subject and a finite verb on its own. Now if someone asks you what is finite verbs, You know the answer because we have studied finite verbs well. Let's move ahead to kinds of clauses. So basically there are three kinds of clauses: principal or the main clause, subordinate or the dependent clause, coordinate clause. So let's study each clause in detail. The first is main clause or the principal clause, a clause that can exist as an independent sentence. Now this type of clause does not need other sentence to make sense. It completely makes sense on its own. This clause is the main part of the sentence as it contains the subject as well as finite verb and the object. It can make complete sense itself. It does not need to depend on other clause. For example, she wrote a letter. Moving ahead, subordinate clause is that clause which depends on the main clause. It adds information to the main sentence and depends on and makes a complete sense. A subordinate clause depends on the main clause to make a complete meaning. For example, I have bolded the letters which are subordinate clause. Here, though I am poor, I am happy. I am happy is the main clause, and though I am poor is the subordinate clause. Now if I tell you though I am poor and I stop, it doesn't make sense. Though I am poor. Now what? If I do not join the main clause, though I am poor, I am happy. Similarly, as she was ill, she could not go to school. Unless you work hard, you will fail. Each subordinate clause depends on the main clause to make a complete sense or the complete meaning. Let's move ahead to what is coordinate clause. When two clauses joined by a coordinating conjunction and each with a complete meaning, each part makes a separate sentence or statement and has an equal importance in the sentence. Unlike subordinate clause, it does not depend on the main clause. Let's take two examples. Mother was at home. It is the complete sentence. Mother was at home. And children were at school. It is also a complete sentence. It is not dependent on each other. Now these two clauses are joined by a coordinating conjunction, that is and. And is a coordinating conjunction. So mother was at home and children was at school. It becomes a coordinate clause. So with this, I hope you understand all three kinds of clauses, because now we will move ahead to types of subordinate clause. Now there are three types: noun clause, adverb clause and adjective clause. And we will read each type in detail but in next class. I hope you understand today's video well, and if you have any doubt, you can tell me in the comment section. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and leave a comment, as well as share it with your friends. Have a good day. Please like and subscribe Learners University.